Now back to Sin City and my guys in the desert. Legend Brent Musburger, live on the Vegas Stats and Information Network, SiriusXM Channel 204, and vsin.com.
It's great to have your favorite bars all around Las Vegas. And downtown, you can't beat the D, the Longbar. And we've got Derek Stevens, the boss man, right there with Mike Palms. How you guys doing today?
Great to talk to you guys today.
Hey, guys.
Where's your chair, Mike? What are you doing there, lad? Come on, you normally sit. What's going on?
Brent, it's been about a week for me, since about 6 p.m. last Thursday, that I haven't been able to sit down after Amal Shah shoved Quinnipiac right up my backside.
That might be a mic drop.
Bada bing.
Vinny, it's my own fault, though. Vinny, I rushed to the window. I just wanted to make sure I had the right number, -2. I didn't even look at who they were playing. Now at halftime, they're losing. I'm like, who are they? Canisius.
They were winning actually at halftime.
Canisius. I should have seen through it. This just goes back to Amal's anti-Catholic bias. It was simply a play. It was a play against the church.
We have some fun with that, don't we, with Mike and Derek downtown.
Wow.
So, Derek, Michigan State in this run right now, but a tricky spot tonight at Iowa City to play the Hawkeyes. Do you have a feeling about the Spartans and the Hawkeyes in the Big Ten tonight?
Well, I want to talk about Michigan State just overall. At the South Point, I made that play on the 4 teams, Gonzaga, Duke, Michigan, and Kansas. But before I came down, I made that play at 12-1 on Michigan State. So I got 5 teams in the mix. So I'm a big Michigan State fan at this point. Regarding the game tonight, I do have a feeling, but I think Mike, we've got a limited schedule. So Mike's been grinding away all day. So I'm going to let him talk about it. Plus, he's an Iowa guy. So I'm going to let him talk about tonight's game.
Brent, I had to call Derek on Tuesday. I tuned into the show, and I listened to Amal Shah pick apart Derek's bet, saying Duke should have been the only of the 4 teams that should have included in that group of 4, and that it was way biased to the field. Tennessee should have been in there, Virginia, and every other team in the southeast of the United States. Now, you did present him with the facts about the regional bias and having a shot of having 4 number 1 seeds, to which he again conceded repeatedly. You made an excellent point. But I was concerned. I was concerned about Derek, knowing that Amal Shah thought he had a bad bet. Let's move on to tonight's game. But wait. I also tuned in long enough for Amal Shah to give us that great Kansas-Texas Tech over 119.5 play on Tuesday. If they could still be playing and not go over 119.5. Thanks, Amal.
By the way, how many touchdown passes did we have on the weekend?
Went under. It went
under.
It
did? Okay, I just wanted to make sure.
That was a good call on your part. It went under. But I would tell you, what a game that was for in-game betting. That was just tremendous. We pounded this thing over when these numbers came down. And Mike, we got New England plus $2. I mean, it's just amazing comeback.
I had under 54.5 in game. So when KC scored at the 2-minute mark, to hedge that bet, obviously New England couldn't kick a field goal down by 4. I went up and bet a money line, figuring if they scored a touchdown, I wouldn't have to fade overtime. I did, and almost middled myself, but we got out of it.
So that would lead us directly to the Super Bowl. Any early thoughts right now on the Patriots around town? Patriots -2.5. You got to give juice someplace. Always 11-10 here at the South Point if you like to shop for the money that you got to make a bet. You guys feel that it might eventually get to 3? Will it stay at 2.5? What's the feeling down there at the D?
Well, this is why Matt Metcalf and Mike Van Erman were hired well in advance of us opening our book here in June. So Matt and I have had a lot of discussion. Discussion as recently as 10 minutes ago, and I told him, I said, Matt, the one thing I want to do is when we open, I want to write, man. What about at this moment in time, a year from now, would you post a 3? Let's get something going here. I actually just noticed that I saw Coach Casinos went to a 3, so I'm real intrigued on which book goes to a 3 first, and what type of volume gets created by taking a little bit of a outstanding position. Do I think it's going to go to 3? Absolutely. I mean, hell, everything went to 2.5. Now you have 2.5 minus 20 at the Nugget. Coaches at a 3. So I thought this was kind of interesting.
Yeah, Derek, and I appreciate you pointing that out because we did agree on Tuesday for about 17 minutes and 26 seconds. If if Twitter timed it correct, somebody on Twitter did a nice job of that, and tested the waters early. I believe that that number that's out there now at 3 might have minus 120 on the plus the 3 minus 120 and minus 3 even. And again, that's a matter of preference and choice. Here, if you want to write business. Minus 110 at the various numbers, including 3, certainly creates action. And as we always say, Chris and Jimmy have always advocated, as from Michael gone on, action creates action. So it stimulates it. We did receive a great response at 3 the other day, and it was the right time to do it a week and a half ahead of time, so we know. And it helps us to create our alternate point spread props, which go from 3 all the way up to 10.5.
Yeah, I mean, I think the number of tickets that we're seeing and the money coming in the Patriots, it really hasn't let up, has it?
No, it hasn't. I mean, there's certainly, I would say that's anywhere from 70 to 80% in terms of ticket count in favor of the Patriots. But of course, money's a different story, and we did get back 6 figures the other day in that. Are there any other point spread props for both of you guys, you, Derek, and Mike? Are you guys considering alternate point spread props on this game, or are you going to wait a little bit closer to make that determination?
Yeah, we're considering it, or I'm considering it, but I'll probably wait till next week to make my plays. I like a point spread prop of New England minus 7.5 here. I think this is an 8 to 10 point game. I don't really want to lay 10.5, but I think the difference in this game from my early thoughts is that Brady is just so tough in the red zone at converting touchdowns, as opposed to where I think the game was really lost by New Orleans was not converting early when they had the ball inside the 20 so many times.
Good point. And minus 7.5 Patriots, plus 245, Mike. I know you'll price.
It's a nice, very nice price. Brent, I'd like to go back to basketball before Amal took us off track, conjuring up his one winning play last week, the under and the touchdown passes. Let's talk about Michigan State and Iowa. I've decided on Thursdays I'm only going to give one play because even though I'm 28-6 in hockey over the last 2 weeks, I thought to myself, Amal says that's too many plays. Even if you're winning at that clip, you're wrong. You can't have that many plays. So sorry to disappoint the Thursday listeners, but I'll only give one play now. And I love Michigan State tonight. I don't think this is a tricky spot at all. I bet it earlier this morning at 4.5. I know it's gone to 5.5, might get to 6. They demolished Iowa, 90-68 in East Lansing on December 3rd. I know you argue that was a different team. Iowa was in a slump, but that was a thorough beating. And Michigan State has just gotten better since then. Winning 12 in a row. I think, Vinny, they've covered 9 of their last 10.
That's correct. Yep.
Another impressive performance on Monday night. And I'm not worried about Michigan going to Iowa City, and I'll tell you why. Let's go back to January of 1983. January 3rd, the University of Iowa opens Carver Hawkeye Arena with an Iowa wrestling win over Oklahoma. And by the way, Brent, you talked on Monday in studio about now Brady Belichick, the greatest dynasty of all time. I'd argue Dan Gable and his 17 national championships at Iowa.
I cannot disagree with Gable on that, I got to tell you. 2
days later, they christened the Big Ten basketball as Michigan State rolls in to play number 9 Iowa. 9-1 at the time. Their only loss to Larry Farmer in Pauley Pavilion to the 4th-ranked UCLA Bruins. Iowa, a solid favorite in the game. They lose 61-59 to Judd Heathcote's team behind Sam Vincent, Scott Skiles, and Kevin Willis. Michigan State will have no problem playing in Carver Hawkeye, as history has suggested. I thought this number should have been 7.5 or 8. My singular play tonight, Sparty.
Sparty. Okay, I'm going in that direction. I'm headed there. I got to get back my cash that I lost last night on the Golden Knights. Derek, should I and the rest of the fans be concerned losing the last 2 games at home before the All-Star game break? I was disappointed in their performance last night. I was at the game. I didn't think they played well at all. So how about you? You're very close to it. You're the downtown sponsor of the Golden Knights. Your feeling about where they stand right now at the break?
Yeah, we thought the Golden Knights came out that first period. They go up 1-0. They looked a little bit better, but boy, the second period really came out flat. Those two relatively quick goals put them down 2-1, and then boy, Nashville just put the defense on, and they look good. It's certainly disappointing going into the All-Star break. I mean, this was a game they should have won. They needed to win, and they didn't. We need the Golden Knights to shake it up here and see. I fully understand how this was disappointing. We talked internally. We had about half the Nashville team down at our place for dinner 2 nights ago. We thought, well, maybe this is an opportunity where the Vegas flu starts kicking in again. But Nashville was ready, and yeah, it was a disappointing loss for the Golden Knights.
Nashville's got great size, Derek. Mm-hmm. I thought they're big guys last night. They came through and they punished some of our guys. Subban's the exception when the poor baby got his bit because he grabbed the guy by the mouth. Come on, what do you expect, Subban? When you grab Bellemare by the mouth, and of course you're going to get bitten. You got a hold of his teeth. What are you thinking of?
Funny how he really avoided getting physical last night. I thought Ryan Reeves was ready to go.
Yes, he was.
And there were a lot of reasons why Subban didn't want to go with Reeves, but Reeves was ready to go, and I think a lot of hockey fans were actually really rooting for this to take place. And I think it would have changed the momentum of the game. Yeah,
because in the old days they would have cleared everybody out and let them go. And it would have been Subban and Reeves, and Subban makes the first mistake of taking his gloves off. Okay, good luck if you hit the side of a helmet with one of those hands. But nevertheless, it is what it is. Listen, Mike, we will try to keep Quinnipiac Amal quiet, and we will see what we can do as we go forward.
I tuned in yesterday when you guys all loved the Knights and were talking about this game, and I listened to Amal, astute hockey expert, talk about the Knights' advantage because of Soros. Well, I disagree with that. I mean, Soros shut him out 1-0 last year. Remember 44-something saves he did this night with all their shots on goal. I didn't play the game, but I knew that logic was wrong. So you did not make an excellent point, Amal.
And there we have it. Round 3. Okay. All right. Hey, guys, we'll talk to you soon. Down at the D at the Longbar, you can't beat Derek and Mike. And Mike has given us Sparty tonight in Iowa City. So when we come back, Kaluch, we're going to talk about the Pegasus, okay? I'm coming to your and Vinny's wheelhouse, and we're going to dial up Ron Flatter down in Florida. I mean, this is a big, big weekend. Okay. Back, vsin.com, SiriusXM 204.
It's My Guys in the Desert with Brent Musburger, only on the Vegas Stats and Information Network. Keep up to date with everything in the world of sports game going online at vsin.com.